Hello dear students, I welcome you all in the lecture series of Fundamentals of Data Structure. In the last session we have seen what is data type, and the interesting part is what is abstract data type. In today's session we are going to see what is data structure and different types of data structure. We know that data structure is nothing but the instance of our ADT. Data may be organized in the different ways, either logical or mathematical model of particular organization of data that we call data structure. So we have also seen that a data structure is distinguished from the data object is that we describe the data object and the way that they are related to each other. Also, we are specifying the set of operations which may be applied to the elements of that particular data object. Now, the based on that, the logical and the mathematical representation of our data, the data structure is divided into four types: primitive data type, non-primitive, structure, static and dynamic data structure, linear and non-linear data structure, persistent and ephemeral data structure. In today's session, we are going to cover the two types of data structure like primitive, non-primitive and the static and dynamic. At the end of this session, I expect my student will be able to understand what is the data structure and they can able to distinguish static and dynamic data structure and primitive and non-primitive data structure. So let me start with this one. We have seen that the data structure is the way of storing and organizing the data efficiently such that such a required operation on them can be performed in efficiently based on the time and the memory. So these are the basic four types of data structure: static, dynamic, primitive, non-primitive, linear, non-linear, persistent and ephemeral. Let me start with the basic one is the primitive and the non-primitive data structure. If you look at this diagram, you will come to know that which are the primitive and which are the non-primitive. Right. So we are saying that the primitive data structures are nothing but our primary data structures, which are being defined by the programming language, and the non-primitive data structures are nothing but which are derived from that primitive data structures, like a set of homogeneous element, set of non-homogeneous element, and data are stored together like that way. We can say that non-primitive data structure is divided into two parts: linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Again, in the linear data structure like array, stack, queue and the linked list, where all elements are sequentially uh, arranged, and in the non-linear data structures where elements are placed in the hierarchical fashion. Let me start with this primitive and non-primitive. So primitive data types are nothing but called as defined data types, which are built-in data types. But non-primitive data types are not defined by the programming language. Primitive data types are supported by the programming language and non-primitives are created by the programmer. If we take the example like integer, character, string, all are nothing but the primitive data types. But there are something like we are saying that object or reference to that variable, object references. Okay, these are nothing but called as non-primitive data type. The basic data types these are available in the most programming language, and non-primitive data types are derived from that primitive data types. These are used if we are using the primitive data types, they are used to represent a single value, and non-primitive are used to store group of values. So we have seen the examples are for the primitive, integer, string and the boolean, and for the examples of non-primitive are nothing but our derived data types like array, structure, union and linked list. Second data type structure is the static and the dynamic. Where we have seen this static and dynamic? Yes, in array we seen that array is what? If you want to use the array, then we need to declare them, right? Means when I say integer a of 5, means at most only 5 elements will be stored in that particular array. So dynamic means what? At the while we people are running the program, that time we are allocating the memory and we are assigning the values to them. That in detail this dynamic data structure are going to be happen with help of our dynamic memory allocations. We'll see in the next coming session. So let me see what is the static and dynamic. Static means memory is allocated at compile time And in case of dynamic, memory is allocated at runtime. As we have seen that at the compile time we need to assign declare that variables, means we cannot change the size once it is created, means if once we have created and we are executing that program, for example in my array, suppose I want now the 10 array while I am running the code, then I cannot change the size once it is created at the compile time. But in case of the dynamic, the size can be updated during runtime. In static memory data structure, that it provides the easier way to access that element through index. But in case of the dynamic data structure, we cannot access that element very easily. Then elements can be accessed directly in the data structure with help of array name and the index. But in case of linked list, we need to go for element by element. That's why we can't access the element directly. In static, datas are not flexible, but in dynamic data structures are more flexible. If you look at this example, this is the example of our array and this is the linked list. So in array, we can get a specific element, that is an element at third position. But if I want to go for the third position, we need to start with the first because it is containing the data and address of next element. So like that fashion, we are having a chain of elements. Means once to here, first node is containing address of second node. Second node is containing address of third node. Third node is containing address of fourth node. Now I can get the address 40 value over here. That's why we are saying we cannot access the element directly. We need to go line by line. Means here, link by link actually. From this element, take the address of next node and so on. So we'll see a actual difference between the array and linked list. So we can say that the good example of our static data structure is array and the dynamic data structure is a linked list. So array are nothing but the collection of similar type of element but which are placed in that sequential fashion into the memory. If we think about the linked list, they are considered as non-primitive data structure which contain a collection of unordered linked element. That element is called as the node. In array, we can access that element through the index. But in case of the linked list, we need to start with the first node that is pointed by head and then we need to traverse the list through until we will not get that element. Accessing an array element is very fast. Yes, I need to access that. Suppose here the third element or the fourth element. We can directly write A of 3. But in case of the linked list, we need to go for the starting with the first node, then go to the next node, then go to the third one, and then reaching to our fourth node. That's why in linked list, it takes the linear time. So that's why it is quite slow as compared to array. So in array, if we'll do some operations like insertion and deletion, it is time consuming. But in case of linked list, these are fast. If you want to replace, insert that element over here, for example, after 99 I want 100, then what we need to do? We need to create the space at this fourth location. So we need to shift all these elements to the right hand side. If you want to delete this 99, you cannot make this third location as an empty. So that's why you need to shift all these elements from fourth to eighth position will be shifted to left hand side. That's why in deletion and insertion of an element in an array is a somewhat time consuming. But in case of the linked list, what we need to do? We need to simply change this list, change this link path. When suppose I want to delete the 20, we need to say that after 10, we can, of 10 is having the address, not address of 20, it is having the address of 30. So like that fashion, we can create it, insert that element into the linked list very easy. That's why it is comparatively, it is fast. So array, again, it is a fixed size. In linked list, we are not declaring at the runtime, compile time. That's why it is flexible. At any time, means as per our convenience, we can have 5 element or 10 elements. But in array, in this example, we are having 9, means we can able to store only 9 elements. So memory is assigned during compile time. In the linked list, memories are allocated during execution time. So in the array, elements are stored in the consecutive location. Means we have already seen that. Suppose this element is stored at 100 location, integer required 2 bytes. So next will be at 102. Next will be at 104. So that's why they are stored in that consecutive fashion. But in case of linked list, when the node is created, That time it is dynamically at the runtime. So assume that this node is created at 200 location. Then that 200 address will be given to our node and it is containing the address 200. Again you might created the next node at runtime. Then it not necessary it will be having only 201 or 2. It can be 300, 400 or something different randomly. Then that random numbers will be added over here, and like that fashion our linked list is going to be created. So that's why elements are stored randomly in the linked list. The requirement of memory is less. Why? Because here only the data are being stored with the index. But in case of the linked list, it is comparatively having more memory as compared to array. Why? Because it is not only containing the data, it is containing the address of next node. That's why we required more memory. Memory utilization is insufficient because suppose I have declared these 10 elements and I have deleted all 8. So how much size should be there? It requires only 4 bytes. But all these will elements, remaining elements in the array which containing some garbage value means even though we have declared that 18 bytes will be used always. In this case, if I want to delete this 20, 30 and 40, then we can free that memory means we can make that memory as in free. So that's why we are saying this memory utilization is efficient in the linked list. So dear student, we have seen what is static and dynamic data structure, what is primitive and non-primitive data structure. In the next session, we'll start with the linear and the non-linear, persistent and ephemeral data structure. Thank you. Happy learning.